nagalit ako nung nagsuko tayo ng Pilipino. Hindi, I could not believe myself that we will just surrender a Filipino to. Parang nung araw, sa mga banyaga, bigay mo lang ang Pinoy, it doesn't matter. Yung betrayal, no? So, talagang kumulo-dugo ko doon. Sabi ko, because alam ko that the president, he has an obligation to protect all Filipinos wherever he may be. So, sabi ko, that's a betrayal of the Filipino. You surrendered a Filipino, hindi mo man lang dinipensa. Doon talagang nakakagalit. Nagagalit ako dahil sabi ko nga, Pilipino, yung isusuko mo sa mga banyaga. Ma-imagine mo yung Pilipino nandito sa bansa mo, kukunin mo, dadalhin mo dun sa mga banyaga para litisin nila. Hindi ka ba pwedeng kumuha ng hustisya dito sa ating bansa? Sila pa talaga dapat ang duminig. Ganito kasi yung bang Pilipino found guilty, for example, abroad, may death sentence, pupugutan ng ulo. We try our darnest, everything, including making offers. Bayaran namin yung blood money just to save his life. May uwi natin back to the Philippines. Yung Pilipino. Ito naman Pilipino nandito sa Pilipinas, you even denied him all his rights. His rights sa Constitution, sa ating batas, even dun sa batas na sinasabi nila na basihan nila kung bakit nila dadalhin si Presidente Digong sa The Hague. No? Wala namang they have nothing, not even a warrant. Wala silang ICC warrant at that time. What they had was a red notice. The red notice is merong iniimbestigahan na isang individual. No? So, sabi ng ICC, I think this guy is in the Philippines right now. Alert Interpol, tell them that put this guy on a watch list because we are investigating him, and when we find probable cause, in other words, na baka may kasalanan nga siya, we might have to ask you to arrest him, so you have to be aware of his whereabouts. Para pag pina-arresto namin siya sa'yo, alam mo kung nasaan siya. But that is not an order to arrest yet. Now, let's go step forward. Meron ka ngayong order to arrest, may warrant ka na. Okay? Yung bang warrant na yun, pwede mong basta-basta lamang ipatupad dito sa Pilipinas? Certainly not. That's just a mere scrap of paper in the Philippines. Unless dumaan yan sa ating hukuman, dininig ng ating hukuman at inalam ng ating hukuman kung dapat ba o hindi. Bibigyan mo ngayon ng pagkakataon na magbaliwanag yung tao na subject ng warrant. But the court still has to determine probable cause. Kung ikaw nga ba ay probably guilty of the allegations doon sa kabilang bansa, then the court will decide. Pero kung halimbawa, totoo, na-establish doon sa korte ng mga arresting officer, yun, pwede kang ibigay ng korte. May kasalanan ka eh. You have to be tried there because you committed a crime in their country. Pero yung hindi ka pa nililitis dito, I want the ICC to know they're trying him on charges that have never been tried in the Philippines. Kailan pa naging criminal court of first instance ang ICC? They should be, under the treaty, a court of last resort. Ibig sabihin, hindi gumagana ang korte natin sa Pilipinas. Walang maaasahang hustisya ang ating mga mamamayan dahil kontrolado ang ating mga hukuman. Therefore, you go to the ICC and ask for help. You ask for justice because they are our court of last recourse. Ano ibinigay si Presidente Digong sa mga banyaga? Sino ang presidente nun? Si Presidente Digong pa ba? Hindi na. We have a different president. We have a different president who authorized yung kanyang pagkidnap at dalahin sa The Hague. Nung siya ang presidente, hindi pa ba gumagana ang korte natin? Assuming na hindi gumagana nung panahon ni Presidente Digong, without admitting, assuming na hindi gumagana noon, ngayon ba na siya ang presidente, hindi pa rin gumagana ang korte? nakita ko yung mga violations ni General Torre. And I am really suggesting, sabi ko nga sa kanila, wala lang akong personality na i-demand ako General Torre. They should sue General Torre for the violations he has committed. When you're a law enforcement person, you're given a legal order, you obey the legal order. If you exceed yung bounds, yung legal bounds ng order sa'yo, that's personal to you. See? So to me, yung excesses ni General Torre, excesses niya yun, hindi nung nag-utos sa kanya. As a police officer, mang-aaresto ka, may rights yung aaresto mo. No? General Torre violated Republic Act 7438. Ito yung karapatan ng kahit sino man na naaresto, na ditine, or undergoing custodial investigation to be assisted by counsel at all times sa mga maestrado ng Supreme Court. Right now, no, ang impresyon ng tao sa ating Korte Suprema ay kontrolado ng Presidente dahil isang taon na yung mga final na kaso tungkol kay Presidente Digong, hindi pa na re-resolva. Yung kidnapping, yung habeas corpus. In essence, ang sinasabi nila kontrolado ni Bongbong, pati Korte Suprema. Hindi lang ang government. Yung government natin is acting like a mob now. Sila nagtatakipan. Pagka nagreklamo ka, ikaw ang kakasuhan. Pag sinabihan mo ang NBI, ito mga dinilibera namin ng maleta, ikaw ang iimbestigahan, hindi yung diniliberan mo. Our government is behaving, is operating like a mob. Si Bongbong na ang presidente ngayon di dapat kontrolado niya, di dapat mas may katwiran dito mo nitisin si Presidente Digong, hindi sa ibang bansa. Yung investigation nila lumalabas ngayon, it's coming out now, is a product of corruption. See? Sabi nung 18, no? We know it was in 2023 when they came here, yung mga ICC investigators, they were, kumbaga, ang nakikipag-deal sa kanila noon was yung pinangalanan nila, no? Trillanes and De Lima. In their recollection, in their testimony, yung sinabi nila na ang nag-handle, ang ka-deal ng mga ICC investigators silang dalawa. And nung time na yon, sabi niya, bumili kami ng dolyares, $2 million. So, nag-isip ako, sabi ko, ba't kailangan mo ng dollars? Nag-i-entertain ka lang ng... You're entertaining them, why do you need dollars? What do you spend in the Philippines? You spend pesos. You pay in pesos in fine dining restaurants. You pay pesos to buy expensive wine to treat them. You pay pesos, not dollars, to the expensive suite that you know, where you spend the night in private. See, so why do you need dollars during the time that those investigators were there? Ako kasi ang tingin ko, ang game plan, may game plan sila and they like executed it very well in the beginning. You know, like eliminate President Digong, send him to The Hague, get him out of the country. That's part of the plan. Siguro kung mag-iisip ka, bakit ba nangyayari ito? Katulad niyan, tinanong mo na, isip ko yan noon bakit ba nangyayari? First, you have to eliminate the father, who is very popular, who is loved by so many Filipinos. Because he gave us peace. He gave us safe roads, safe nights to walk around. See? Naging payapa tayo Nabawasan niya na bumaba ang crime rate during this time. Then the second thing is popular din kasi yung anak. Then you have to eliminate her as well so that you will be able to stay in power. They demonized her. Allegations against her, which are not true kasi they control the media, they control everything. Magpo-propose ako ng law, pagpabawat ang sinumang politiko na magmamay-ari ng mainstream media, hindi pwedeng newspaper, hindi pwedeng television, hindi pwedeng radyo because hindi na yan magiging makatotohanan pag yan ay empower tulad ng nangyayari ngayon. See? Slanted lahat eh. May nadinig ka bang sinabing maganda yung mga mainstream media? Nadidinig mo yung katotohanan ngayon sa mga vloggers. Bigyan mo ang malaking network ng news, imbitahin mo. They will say something else or they will say very little good thing about what they saw. But not the entire thing. Nadidinig mo ang katotohanan sa mga vloggers. Buti may vloggers na ngayon. Buti meron ng social media ngayon na talagang mailalabas mo. Noong araw, wala eh. Kaya ang ginagawa nila ngayon, demanda here, demanda there. Natatakot ako doon sa magiging mangyayari because pag aalamin mo yung how civil war starts, hinog na tayo. We are so polarized. Andyan na. Everything is there. So, mahaba lang siguro talaga ang pasensya ng mga Pilipino bago magpuntalan, bago magbarilan na talagang inaantay pa rin nila. They're still hoping na, against hope, na eventually maayos din ito. And para maayos ito, it has to be by constitutional succession or in the next coming election. I don't know if the Filipino people can wait that long. Mababago ang takbo ng politika sa atin pag binago natin ang ating saligang batas. We need to change it. Hindi pwedeng democratic republican lang tayo. Siguro dahil napakadami na natin. We need to be a federal democratic republican state. No? Kasi one central government, ang laki eh. Ang laki ng sakop. Ang laki ng nakaw. Ang tagal ng hulihan dahil silang nakakontrol sa lahat. So I think we have to federalize so that services will trickle down quicker. Kasi may sarili silang DSWD, may sarili silang DOJ, may sarili silang Supreme Court. Even ng justisya mabilis. So yun talaga I think is the solution, and it's going to change a whole lot. Yung when we change into a federal government. Kung makatotohanan sana yung laban nung sinasabi nilang sila ay makabayan. Maganda yung sinimulan ni Presidente. When he appointed his cabinet, it's all of nation approach. Isinama niya yung mga kalaban. Isinama niya pati kalaban ng Estado. Inappoint niya yung mga, di ba? Ilan ba yung cabinet niya na coming from the left? Siguro 2-3. Sabi niya, join me, this is what we want. This is what we've been fighting for, is to form a government that is going to be talagang for the people, by the people. He invited these enemies of the state, help me. Yung mga, kahit na yung ibang political enemies na sinama niya. See? Nograles was part of the cabinet. Hindi siya, inopen niya yung kanyang administration eh. It's not only him, but he opened it to everybody and said, let us govern the country together to make it prosperous. So that one, kaya lang, hindi nga totoo eh. He tried his darnest to give us a peaceful government, a peaceful surrounding. Yung kanyang war on drugs, dapat yun eh. Kasi kung hindi siya, ang naging pangulo natin noon, nilamon na tayo ng droga. Na-prevent yun, dinismantle niya lahat ng mga drug laboratory sa Pilipinas. I know one of them was yung kay El Chapo na nandito sa Pilipinas, na dismantle niya rin yung kay El Chapo, yung sa Mexico. Ang problema dun sa drug war, kung ako yung drug lord, negosyante ako. Diyan yung buhay ko dahil may boss pa ako sa taas, papatayin ako ng boss ko pagka hindi ko pinotektahan yung aking teritoryo. Gagasta ako. I have politicians in my payroll, I have policemen in my payroll, I have media men in my payroll. you have to discredit the war on drugs. You think the drug lords would take it sitting down and not do anything? See? So, yun yung war on drugs na gustong-gusto nilang pintasan. Here's a guy who's trying his darnest to give your kids a peaceful environment. So that your kid can walk safely at night without having to worry about these drug addicts. Tapos yung focus is on the human rights of the murderers. Paano yung mga naulila ng mga murderers na yan? Not once ko nadinig na sinabi nila na ito rin, tignan natin. See? Tapos sasabihin nila, 30,000, establish mo ba yung 30,000? Where did it come from? Ang daming nga nagsasabi, tek muna ba't napunta dyan yung titrato ng kapatid ko? Namatay yung kapatid ko sa Rampol. He started adjusting the salary of the employees, the police, the military, hindi lang. Ang rason niya is kung magkano man yung sweldo nyo ngayon, iyan pa yung nung araw. So he tried to give those people serving the government a decent life. Nagbago yung standard of living nila. Yeah, so President Duterte built roads, bridges. Talagang makikita mo naman yan. Right now, nakikita ko na pwedeng mag-trigger and it's going to be bloody is pag namatay si Presidente sa Hague. Definite yun. I mean, like, siguradong kakagulo tayo dito. Because yung mga puot ng tao na kim-kim na matagal na lalabas yun. So I don't think there's going to be another EDSA. Hindi siguro sa EDSA pero doon sa Malacanang. When the people storms Malacanang, kung ang magiging verdict guilty at ikukulong siya doon, magkakagulo rin tayo dito. Dahil maraming taong naniniwala na hindi siya dapat dinala. Kung siya ay palalayain, marami pa rin kasing supporter si Presidente Duterte. Maganda sana kung huwag nang umabot dun sa kailangan nilang desisyonan. Dahil maraming beses na silang sinabihan na hindi nyo dapat nililitis ang aming Pangulo dahil wala kayong jurisdiction eh. May mga dekampanilya na nagsasabing wala silang makitang batas na kailangang dumaan sa proseso natin, yung ICC warrant. There are two things there eh. Yung ICC warrant going through our legal process and yung right ng person na naka-address yung warrant. Kasi dito lang sila nakatingin eh, kung sa walang silang makita. Yeah, sabi wala kang makitang law, local law. Bakit naman wala? Yun mismong Rome Statute. Anong sinasabi ng Rome Statute? Article 59 of the Rome Statute mismo. A person arrested shall be brought promptly before the competent judicial authority in the custodial state, which shall determine in accordance with the law of that state that A, the warrant applies to him, B, the person has been arrested in accordance with the proper process, and C, the person's rights have been respected. Do you need to look any further? Wala kang makita local. Di itong tignan mo yung Rome Statute na gusto mong ipatupad dito sa atin. Hindi pa ba maliwanag na kailangan dumaan sa proseso natin? Pag sinasabing it has to be, that the person arrested shall be brought promptly before a competent judicial authority. A competent judicial authority is a court of general jurisdiction like our regional trial court with competent authority kasi siya nga yung with general jurisdiction. So kailangan mong dalhin sa RTC bago mo ipatupad yung warrant in the custodial state dito sa atin, which shall determine in accordance with the law, in accordance with our laws, kung yung warrant nag-a-apply sa kanya, kung yung person has been arrested in accordance with the proper process, yung ating process ng arrest. See? So, pagkatapos that the person's rights have been respected. Ano yung rights have been respected? Number one, that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. See? So, kailangan talaga na merong daanang proseso. So, that is the legal process. Kailangan mo ring idaan because yung tao may karapatan. Yun lang nga yung sinabi kong due process of law. Number one, among our rights is your right to due process of law. See, so you have to be given that before you're even sent away, which did not happen. The second guarantee is right of the people to be secure in their person, houses, against unreasonable searches and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose. That is inviolable. No search warrant or warrant of arrest shall issue except upon probable cause. Dapat talaga dumaan sa korte on two counts. Because of the person and because of the process, talagang dapat dumaan sa ating internal process. Dumaan sa ating korte. Only our courts can order this person or that person to be surrendered to foreign jurisdiction. Alam nyo, nagkataon lamang na yung kinidnap nila si dating Pangulong Rodrigo Duterte. Pero wag po ninyong ma-misinterpret. Kahit sinong Pilipino ang kidnapin ninyo at isuko ninyo sa mga banyaga, magkalaban tayo, traidor ang paningin ko sa inyo. Kahit sinong Pilipino, bigyan nyo ng proseso sa bansa bago ninyo isuko. At ako'y naniniwala ang ating mga hukuman hindi basta magsusuko ng Pilipino kung hindi ito karapat-dapat. At kung ikaw ang magsusuko ng hindi dadaan sa proseso ng ating hukuman, hindi ka kasali. Sinasabi ni Pangulong Duterte, I am not a Filipino for nothing.